Welcome to the Parkland Challenge 2014. Let's go ahead and meet our teams for this game.
Welcome to Bracket 2 of the 2014 Parkland Challenge. In our first match, Blue Ridge defeated Unity 470 to 200. Blue Ridge will take on the winner of our next match between St. Thomas More and Tuscola. These four teams will square off to determine who will be the Bracket 2 champion.
Ian Nickham, Senior.
Richie Berner, Senior.
Chase Kangas, Senior.
Charlie Hergenrother, Sophomore.
Elena Hasek, Senior.
Dustin Hanner, Junior.
Jacob Rominger, Sophomore.
Ellen Spurgeon, Sophomore.
Mike Basuga, Junior.
Alexis Now, Freshman.
Fantastic, let's get started. What noted civic businessman's organization is headquartered in Evanston, Illinois? Who answers? It's the Rotary Club. Who was president of the Confederate States of America during the American Civil War? Charlie.
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis is the correct answer. What director/actor appeared in Facts of Life and ER and then starred in From Dusk Till Dawn? The answer is George Clooney. What flower is honored at a spring festival in Holland, Michigan? What flower? Ian.
The Tulip.
The tulip is right. Who writes most of the songs for the rock band Rush? Ian.
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, who is a drummer, oddly enough. If a bride is carried over a wooden strip directly beneath an exterior door, what has the husband stepped over? Jacob.
The Threshold.
The threshold. What are the durian, cherimoya, and mangosteen? Those are exotic fruits, probably pronounced differently than that. Historic Fort Ticonderoga used in the French and Indian War and the Revolution. It was used in the French and Indian War and the Revolution. In what northeastern state is it located? Richie.
New Jersey.
Not New Jersey. You guys can confirm?
New York. New York.
It is in New York. At Starbucks, what is the small size that is not on the menu? St. Thomas More, Ian.
Short.
It is a short. Where would you see a parade in which all the floats tell a story from the Bible? That's in Humboldt, Kansas, the annual Bible Esta Parade. The Ideal Company marketed dolls named for what child star in the 1930s? Tuscola, Mike.
Raggedy Ann.
Not Raggedy Ann. You guys can confirm?
Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple is the correct answer. Good job. This author exchanged the original manuscript of his novel Sons and Lovers for his New Mexico ranch. That author was D.H. Lawrence. In Tommy Two-Tone's song, who lives at 8675309? Jacob.
Jenny.
Jenny is correct. The American Girl was a magazine published from 1917 until 1979 for what kids organization? American Girl. Tuscola, Dustin.
Girl Scouts.
The Girl Scouts of America is correct. Which present-day state city of Deadwood was the site of Wild Bill Hickok's death at the hands of Jack McCall in 1876? Ian.
California.
Not California. You guys can confirm if you'd like to.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Colorado, no, it was Deadwood, South Dakota. South Dakota is what we were looking for. How many consecutive Tour de France victories did Lance Armstrong win before being stripped of the titles? St. Thomas More, Charlie.
7.
7 is the correct answer. Which Latin term refers to the events that take place prior to birth? St. Thomas More, Charlie.
In utero.
Not in utero. You guys can confirm if you like. No answer. Attennial or prenatal is what we were looking for. The construction of what famous Paris monument began on January 28, 1887? St. Thomas More, Chase.
The Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower is the right answer. Which wheel-based pastime was made popular by George Plimpton, who constructed rinks for the activity in 1866? Wheel-based pastime. No answers, it's roller skating. What children's novel series began with The Secret of the Old Clock? St. Thomas More, Charlie.
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew started publishing in 1930. All the President's Men were concerned with the downfall of what 20th century president? St. Thomas More, Chase.
Nixon.
It was Richard Nixon. What host of The View wrote a children's book about a Shih Tzu Kaka-Poo-Poo? St. Thomas More, Ian.
Barbara Walters.
Not Barbara Walters. You guys confirm?
Whoopi Goldberg.
No, it was Joy Behar. What is the pain called that is sometimes felt when a limb has been amputated? Tuscola, Helen. Phantom pangs. That's right. I saw you losing. What peppery spice shares its name with the capital of French Guiana? St. Thomas More, Ian.
Cayenne.
Cayenne is correct. What classic novel begins Call Me Ishmael? St. Thomas More, Charlie.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Okay, it's time for this round's video question. This round's video question goes to Tuscola.
My name is Ted Powers. I teach psychology here at Parkland College. And my question to you is, according to Dr. Sigmund Freud, what is the structure of the personality that gives us our most basic urges? Stuff like thirst, hunger, sex drive, and violent urges.
Hedonist. Hedonist.
The answer is the id. The id is the part of our personality that we are born with and gives us our more animalistic urges. Sigmund Freud, though he's criticized often, has given us many terms that we use in everyday life.
In what cemetery is the tomb of the unknown soldier located? St. Thomas More, Ian.
Arlington.
Arlington National Cemetery is correct. What popular game show of the 1970s featured 9 celebrities and an enormous tic-tac-toe board? St. Thomas More, Ian.
Pyramid.
Not Pyramid. You guys can confer on this one?
Celebrity something.
What? Celebrity Squares.
Not Celebrity Squares, Hollywood Squares. Very close. Very, very close. Tommy Hilfiger's logo is made up of what 3 colors? Tuscola, Dustin.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue is correct. Russia launched Sputnik. What was the name of the first U.S. satellite? That was Explorer 1. What Spanish-speaking country in the Western Hemisphere has a population of about 3 million, a per capita income of almost $2,000, a 93% literacy rate, and virtually no military? Tuscola, Jacob.
Ecuador?
Not Ecuador. You guys can confirm if you'd like.
Uruguay, Paraguay, or say one of them. Caribbean? That's not a state. I know, but it's something. You can try it. Cuba.
Not Cuba, Costa Rica was the answer we were looking for. What is the anchor man in each year's graduating class at the U.S. Naval Academy? What is the anchor man? He is a graduate with the lowest grades. Not something you want to be, probably. Out of the following 3, which is the best hand in poker? 4 of a kind, flush, or straight flush? St. Thomas More, Chase.
Was it straight flush?
It is straight flush. What animal guards the cave of Cabernog with the nasty big pointy teeth at the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail? St. Thomas More, Chase.
Rabbit.
It is a rabbit. Ocean State has appeared on the license plate for which U.S. state? Tuscola, Dustin.
Hawaii.
Not Hawaii. You guys can confirm. Ocean State.
Yeah, sure. Just try it. California.
No, it's Rhode Island. When is Father's Day? Well, St. Thomas More again.
The third week of June.
Yes, third Sunday in June. I believe we'll take that. In what state would you see the replicas of the Wright brothers' work shed and living quarters? Tuscola, Dustin.
South Carolina.
Not correct.
North Carolina. North Carolina.
North Carolina. It's one of the Carolinas. What country did Greek historian Herodotus dub the gift of the Nile? Charlie.
Egypt.
It is Egypt. What work by Spanish... Oh, name 3 members of the Jackson 5. Richie.
All right, Michael, Tito, and
You can answer. You guys can confirm. Come up with something.
Cheeto, Michael, and. Did you say it?
Jerome.
Say it. Say it.
Jerome.
Jerome?
Very close. It was Jermaine. Jackie, Jermaine, Marlon, Michael, and Tito we were looking for. What book did Dr. Seuss reportedly write on a bet that he could create a story using only Ian?
Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham is correct. What country is the poinsettia plant native to? Mexico, United States, or the Netherlands? Ian.
Mexico.
It is Mexico. The Statue of Freedom can be found on top of which notable U.S. building? Statue of Freedom. Chase.
Congress.
Can you be a little more specific?
Capitol Hill.
No. Go ahead.
Capitol building.
The U.S. Capitol. And that's the end of the first round. We'll tally up the scores and be back with the lightning round. Okay, St. Thomas More leads Tuscola 190 to 70. Let's move on to the lightning round. What do the initials ROI stand for in business? Mike.
Return on investment.
Return on investment is correct. In which country are Catalan, Galician, and Basque spoke? Jacob.
Spain?
It is in Spain. If a lunar eclipse is scheduled to happen tonight, what phase will the moon be in? That would be a full moon. By what term are inert gases like helium collectively known as? Charlie.
Noble gases.
They are the noble gases. What famous New York statue is 152 feet high and covered in copper? Chase.
Statue of Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty. According to Shakespeare, how old is Juliet? Helen.
14.
Not 14, she's 13 years old. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar was killed in which Roman building? Jacob.
The Senate?
The Senate House. What very popular monthly magazine uses Pegasus, a winged horse, as its logo? The answer is the Reader's Digest. In what country did the fortune cookie originate? Chase.
America.
It is. The United States is correct. What famous 5th century conqueror was known as the Scourge of God? He was Attila the Hun. What are newbies who tend to attract scorn from internet flamers? Chase.
New people.
Newcomers is correct. What faux band employed more than one exploding drummer? That band was Spinal Tap. The drummers kept exploding. What planet boasts the moons Callisto, Europa, and Ganymede? Helen.
Jupiter.
It is Jupiter. Who's the current U.S. Vice President? Chase.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is correct. What is the world's largest monkey? Chase.
Orangutan.
It is not the orangutan, it's the mandrill. What C word is Spanish for hot? Dustin.
Caliente.
Caliente is correct. What cuisine makes extensive use of the stock called dashi? That's Japanese cooking. The Scrantones performed the theme song for what sitcom? It's The Office, which is in Scranton, Pennsylvania, the Scrantones. Who wrote Robinson Crusoe? Correct answer is Daniel Defoe. And that's the end of our lightning round. We'll check the scores and be back with the final round right after this.
Parkland was everything I expected and more, from the interaction with the students to taking in Cobra's baseball game. Kaizen gave a lot of one-on-one time and allowed me to develop my design skills.
Having taught for so many years, I could see where his future was headed.
The program opened new doors for me and allowed me to grow my career in the landscape field.
You get these fresh, inquisitive, curious, inquiring minds that I get to work with. I learn in the process too.
Welcome back. St. Thomas More is on top after 2 rounds, but Tuscola still has 1 more round left to make a comeback. Manhattan's Yeshiva University is the nation's oldest and largest school run by what religious group? Charlie.
Jesuits.
Not the Jesuits. You guys can confer.
No.
Muslim.
Not Muslim. Judaism is what we're looking for.
Darn.
What type of commercial aired for the last time on December 31st, 1970? Eliana.
Tobacco.
Yes, cigarette ads. Correct. What is the developmental phase identified by Freud in which a child attempts to perceive his environment using the mouth? Helen.
The oral phase?
It is the oral phase. Yeah. In physics, what letter of the alphabet is used to represent the speed of light in a vacuum? Charlie.
C.
C is correct. What is the name of the series of essays published anonymously by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay in the 1780s? Dustin.
Common sense.
Not common sense. You guys can confer if you'd like. Need an answer? Those are the Federalist Papers. The Imperial Palace Auto Collection has cars belonging to Adolf Hitler, Howard Hughes, Al Capone, and other notables. What Nevada resort town has this collection? Chase.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is the right answer. What northeastern state capital originally had the Dutch name Beverwijk? That answer is Albany, New York. Which short-bladed knife is used for surgical operations? Chase.
Scalpel.
It is the scalpel. What Persian Gulf warrior called his young majors in charge of combat operations Jedi Knights? That was Norman Schwarzkopf. What does the club name Gross, G-R-O-S-S, stand for in the comic strip Calvin and Hobbes? Helen.
Get rid of smelly girls.
That's incorrect. You guys can confer if you'd like.
No, it's girls.
Get rid of stinky girls.
No, very close, both of you. Get rid of slimy girls. Very close, sorry about that. In what state did Tony Soprano and his family live on The Sopranos? Charlie.
California.
Not California.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
It is New Jersey. Is the correct answer. 1970s. Which 1970s television show, Charlie's Angels, were made into a movie in the year 2000? What 3 actresses played the angels in the new remake? That was Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu. In what world capital would you find a river called the Liffey? would be in Dublin. What year was the Macintosh computer first sold? Charlie.
1984.
It is 1984. Very well, Union. The Old Spanish Trail ran from Los Angeles to what historic city in New Mexico? Jacob.
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe is correct. If you are mile 0 on U.S. Highway 1, what famous Florida island are you on? Jacob.
Key West.
Key West is correct. Which one of these candy bars does not contain caramel? Fifth Avenue, Take 5, or whatchamacallit? Dustin.
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue is correct. What does the name of the space station Mir mean in Russian? Charlie.
Peace.
It means peace. Name the female group to sell the most top 20 singles. Mike. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alexis.
Alexis, sorry. I forgot to
Those-
change your name there.
Spice Girls?
Not the Spice Girls. You guys can confer.
Sorry. I'm not Mike.
Destiny's Child.
No, it's the Supremes, oddly enough. Diana Ross and the Supremes. What TV puppeteer gave the world Lamb Chop, Charlie Horse, and Hush Puppy?
Clear.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Jim Henson.
Not Jim Henson.
Jeff Dunham.
No, Sherry Lewis is the answer. That was way before your time, I believe. The 48-story Transamerican Pyramid is a landmark in what Pacific metropolis? Transamerican Pyramid. That answer is San Francisco, California. What mathematical symbol did math whiz Ferdinand von Lindemann determine to be a transcendental number in 1882? Charlie.
E.
Not E. You guys can confer.
Euler's number.
Pardon?
Euler's number.
No, it's pi.
Oh, sorry.
All right, it's time for this round's video question. This round's video question goes to St. Thomas More.
My name is Ted Powers. I teach psychology here at Parkland College. And my question for you is, who was the psychologist that came up with the idea that all of our minds are connected at an unconscious level, and this connection is called the collective unconscious?
Skinner.
The person who came up with the idea for the collective unconscious was Carl Jung. Carl Jung actually studied with Sigmund Freud for several years, and that's where he got the idea of the unconscious. But the two men ended up disliking each other, and they criticized each other harshly by the end.
Okay, we're headed down the home stretch. Who had to ask the Justice Department to give back the little blue dress it borrowed? The answer is Monica Lewinsky. Had a dubious dress, to say the least.
Wow.
Wild Bill was a 1995 movie about gunslinger Wild Bill Hickok. What actor and son of a famous actor played him? Chase.
Clint Eastwood.
Not Clint Eastwood. You guys can confer. Wild Bill Hickok.
John Wayne.
Not John Wayne. Jeff Bridges, the son of Lloyd Bridges. What vitamin is known as the sunshine vitamin? Dustin.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is correct. Who was the first to suggest using contact lenses to improve vision? That was Leonardo da Vinci in 1508. Theater West Virginia has an outdoor musical about the country's most famous two-family feud. Chase.
Oh my God. Hatfield McCoy.
Hatfield and McCoys is correct. What famous words did Francis Bellamy write to commemorate the 400th anniversary of Columbus's discovery of America? Those famous words were the Pledge of Allegiance. What is the name of the alphabet used with the Russian language? Charlie.
Cyrillic.
Cyrillic. What historic 500-mile road connected the Mississippi River with Nashville, Tennessee? Chase.
Route 66.
That's incorrect. You guys can confirm.
It's 36.
The Lincoln Trail.
No, the Natchez Trace. In your PC, what does RAM stand for? Charlie.
Random access memory.
Correct. The 1978 movie The Winds of Kittiawak was about what two pioneer aviators? Charlie.
Wilbur and Orville Wright.
That's correct. Sorry.
Still one thing.
I-40 begins in California and ends in what East Coast state? Ian.
New York.
Not New York. You guys can vote.
Florida.
Florida.
No, it ends in North Carolina. Bert and Ernie are famous characters on Sesame Street. What is Ernie's favorite tub toy? Ian.
Rubber duck.
Rubber Ducky. He even wrote a song about it. What is the name of the fault line that runs through Missouri? That's the New Madrid fault line. This French author slash philosopher wrote such classics as The Stranger, The Plague, and The Fall. What's his name? French author is Albert Camus. King Edward VIII abdicated the throne of England in 1936 to marry what woman? Her name was Wallis Simpson. What fast food restaurant serves little hamburgers called sliders? Chase.
White Castle.
It is White Castle. What Ford car model is sometimes known as being one of the most spectacular business failures in U.S. manufacturing history? Tustin.
The Pinto.
Not the Pinto. Need an answer?
The Escort.
No, it's the Edsel. Though the Pinto was no prize either. Let's be honest. What historic New England capital celebrates Bunker Hill each June? Jacob.
Boston.
Boston, Massachusetts. There are more motor vehicles registered in what state than any other? Ian.
California.
It is California. This state is nicknamed the Equality State because of its early acceptance of women's destiny.
Philadelphia.
Not Philadelphia.
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Yes, women's suffrage. Well, that's the end of our game. We'll tally up the final score and be back and tell you who's going on to the next round right after this. Champaign's St. Thomas More defeats Tuscola 370 to 180 to move on to the Bracket 2 Championship, where they'll take on Blue Ridge. We'll see you next time.